めえを殺さずに死ねるかよ。力が有り余るとはこういうことか。全部だよ。なんで一部しか説明しない感じになってんだよ。
Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive into today's story? We've got tons of exciting content in store, and I'd love for you to be a part of it. Surprisingly, most of you haven't subscribed yet. So if you enjoy this type of content, hit that subscribe button. All right, let's jump right into Bleach Thousand Year Blood War Season 3, Episode 6. Urahara calls on the Shinigami to gather and pour their power into this massive orb, trying to open up a gateway straight to the Soul King's palace. Everyone's locked in, channeling their energy to create this portal. But mid-process, something weird starts happening. The energy feels kinda off, like it's becoming unbalanced, but nobody knows why just yet. Then there's this intense quake, and buildings start rising up from the ground in Soul Society. Everyone's totally freaking out, unsure what's happening, but Aizen? Oh, he's just chillin', totally unfazed by all the chaos around. Shinji even admits their enemy is insanely strong, like an endless powerhouse. Meanwhile, Grimmjow shows up, ready for a rematch with Ichigo. He's been itching for this fight, but before they can even start, Nell pops up and shoves Grimmjow, making him stumble. She quickly reminds Ichigo that Urahara gave her a special gadget to stay in his adult form, so she can actually be helpful in the fight. Orihime notices, and she's got this little jealous vibe going on over Nell's adult form. Then we get a funny back and forth between Nell and Grimmjow. Nell's like, hey, remember, I'm ranked 3rd and you're just 6th, so don't act all high and mighty. But Grimmjow fires back, saying rank doesn't matter if Aizen's out of the picture. Suddenly, two familiar faces return, Ruruka and Yukio. Ruruka then asks everyone to step into her dollhouse space. Seeing them, Ichigo's totally confused, like, what's even happening right now? Eventually, Yoruichi explains the situation. Yoruichi's marked a specific spot inside the Soul King's palace where Yhwach is hiding. With Ruruka and Yukio's powers combined, they can link Dollhouse to that spot, so they'll pop up near Yhwach and can hit him with a surprise attack. Back in Soul Society, the Shinigami are pushing hard to gather enough spiritual energy to complete the gateway to the Soul King's palace. But it's still not enough. Suddenly, Hiyori and some other captains join the effort. And amidst all the craziness, Captain Mayuri appears, revealing he's got a device that can boost spiritual energy, making it way easier to finish the portal. Finally, we see Ichigo chatting with Yoruichi and the gang. Yoruichi tries to figure out Yhwach's powers and tells Ichigo, when they finally face him, he needs to unleash his strongest Getsuga right off the bat. While Orihimi's super anxious over the chaos around them, Ruruka steps in and kinda snaps her out of it, reminding her to keep the vibe positive and stay hopeful.
巻き込まれて私たちまで暗くなるから迷惑なんだけど。
Ichigo, confused, asks why Grimmjow's even fighting on their side. Grimmjow just shrugs it off, saying he's not on anyone's side. But if Yhwach wins, Hueco Mundo's done for, and that's why he's here.
お前はなんでこっちの味方についたんだよ。
誰が味方についただと？ウェコムンドがなくなんだろ。
Then the scene shifts to the Sternritter, watching Yhwach reach his full power. He looks terrifying, and some of them are visibly shaken.
なんだよ。
But Hashwalth calms them down, saying there's no need to fear.
力が有り余るとはこういうことか。
A massive explosion hits, and we see the 5 Royal Guard quarters starting to merge under Yhwach's Reiatsu. Dust and debris just stop mid-air, showing Yhwach is in total control.
何落ち着いてんだ、橋場。
The remaining Sternritter salute him in respect.
素晴らしいお力です。お導きを、陛下。
Back in the dollhouse, Ganju's arguing with Yukio for not joining the fight. Ganju throws down, saying teamwork doesn't hurt anyone.
おめえが誰だか知らねえがな。
僕もあんたが誰だか知らないけど。
Ichigo steps in to break it up, deciding they're moving out and leaving Ruruka with the responsibility of bringing them back when needed. Ruruka accepts, feeling a bit flustered since she's had a crush on Ichigo forever.
ありがとな。
Next, we're back in Soul Society, where they finish the gateway.
開門しますよ。
But when they step through instead of the Soul King's palace, they end up in the Quincy city, Wandenreich.
ここが霊王宮のはずっす。
それほどの力を手に入れたってことだよ。
Soul Society members are shocked, and Ichigo's group is equally stunned. They quickly realize Yhwach used his powers to lower the Soul King's palace and merge it with Wandenreich. Looking around, they spot the palace now sunken below. Captain Kuoraku explains that this area is a fusion of the 5 Royal Guard quarters.
それはつまり、霊王宮が落とされ、そのすべて。
From a distance, we see a pentagram structure with a massive space in the center, marking the Soul King's palace. Suddenly, a new character appears. It's Yushiro, Yoruichi's younger brother.
わしの弟じゃ。
夜市さん弟いたのか。
He doesn't look like your typical guy, but he races to see Yoruichi. Before he reaches her, though, he slips and falls, unable to use spiritual energy properly to stay on his feet.
何してんだてめえ。
Byakuya explains that Yhwach has complete control over the Reiatsu here.
霊王宮の大気に満ちる霊視濃度は極めて高い。
Meanwhile, Captain Kyoraku reassures everyone that at least Ichigo and his crew are still alive.
イチゴ君たちと合流できない以上、道のある方へ進むしかない。
Suddenly, this massive castle appears, towering over the city. It's basically Yhwach's way of throwing down the gauntlet, challenging everyone to step up and fight.
あれが敵さんの本陣ってことでしょう。
やってくれるよ。
The scene shifts and we see Yhwach holding a meeting. He lays it down. This is where they'll crush their enemies and create a new, true world. He calls it the Vorwelt. According to Yhwach, the world that emerges from this epic battle will be real and authentic, with everything in it wielding even greater power.
バールベルトと呼ばれることに。バールベルトで。
That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the story breakdown. If you're loving this content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Let's keep exploring these anime stories together, and subscribing is the best way to make sure you don't miss out on any future uploads.
イチゴー！会いたかったよ！